Just imagine, what if someone turned their own bed into an aquarium? Mark's wife Emma had already told him clearly that fish were strictly not allowed in the house. As soon as Emma left for the office, a mischievous idea struck Mark. He thought, why not turn the bed itself into a fish tank? Emma won't even suspect, and the fun will be double. Mark immediately called his friend Ryan, and the two of them went to the fish tank shop, but they couldn't find a tank big enough for what they needed. That's when Mark called his engineer friend, Chris. Chris said, anything is possible, just bring the money. Since Mark had no shortage of money, he agreed right away. Chris gathered the materials and quickly made a bill of $7,000. Meanwhile, Mark and Ryan went to buy a new bed frame and mattress. In the meantime, Chris worked hard and built a custom tank himself. When Mark returned and saw it, he shouted, "This looks like plastic." Chris unfolded the blueprint, explained the design, and reassured Mark. Then they started filling it with water, but a leak suddenly appeared in one corner. Mark panicked and jumped straight inside the tank to hold the leak with his hands. He was terrified that if the floor got wet, Emma would immediately know the truth. Ryan quickly handed him duct tape, and Mark managed to seal the leak. After that, Chris fitted the mattress perfectly on top. Then all three of them went shopping for decorations, rocks, plants, and some funny toys. Chris decided to play a prank. He spilled water on the floor and called Mark, saying, "Bro, the tank is leaking again." Mark came running, but the moment he entered, he slipped badly and fell hard. Chris burst into laughter and shouted, "Just kidding!" Mark's back was aching badly, but he stayed quiet. Finally, the tank was filled with water. Ryan put on goggles and immediately jumped in. The tank was so huge that even a person could swim inside comfortably. At that moment, Mark remembered that Emma was about to arrive home. The three of them quickly finished decorating, put the fish inside, and placed the bed back on top to make it look completely normal. When Emma entered the room, everything looked perfectly fine, so she lay down on the bed. After a while, she went out for dinner. But when she returned, she saw Mark sitting inside the tank, laughing, while Ryan and Chris stood beside him. At first, Emma was shocked, but then she smiled and said, "All right then, you can keep the fish." And everyone was overjoyed.